Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name is Arsalan Farrukh and I teach math and physics. In this video, we will discuss questions which are related to the equation of tangents and radius of the circle. For that, we need to identify the fact that the radius and the tangent drawn to the circle are always supposed to be perpendicular to each other. So, radius and tangent would always be perpendicular. So if you somehow have a point which is the center of the circle, and you have a point at which you have drawn a tangent, you can use these 2 points to find out the gradient of the radius, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And once you have found out the gradient of the radius, you can also find out the gradient of the tangent by knowing the fact that radius and tangent are perpendicular to each other, which means that the product of the gradient of radius and tangent must be minus 1, or the gradient of tangent must be negative reciprocal of the gradient of radius. So you can find out the gradient of the radius by using the center point and the point at which you have drawn a tangent, and that will be directly the gradient of the radius. And negative reciprocal of that gradient would be the gradient of tangent. You will be knowing the point at which you are drawing a tangent and a radius. So using that point and using the gradient of tangent, you can find out the equation of tangent by using the formula y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Using the same point and the gradient of the radius, you can also find out the equation of radius using the same formula. So let's see how we can apply this particular concept in questions. Let's have a look at a question where it says, I've been told the equation of circle and I have a tangent drawn to that circle at 0.14. So we have to find the equation of tangent as well as normal. So first thing, we will look at the equation of a circle, the standard equation of the circle, and we can use that to find out, compare and find out the a and b, which are basically the x and y coordinates of the center of the circle. So once I found out the coordinates of the center of the circle, and I also know a point at which I need to find out the tangent and normal, I can use these 2 points to find the gradient of the radius, which is also the gradient of the normal at that point. So once I found the gradient of the radius, I will reciprocate it and then multiply it by minus to get the gradient of the tangent. So using the gradient of tangent with this point, I'll get the equation of tangent, and using the gradient of normal, and I have 2 choices of points, I can use any of these points and I can get myself the equation of normal or equation of radius as well. Similarly, let's have a look at another question. This is the equation of a circle. There's a straight line that touches the circle at the point 8 minus 3. So this is the point at which the tangent is being drawn. And I have to find the equation of this tangent and also another line that's perpendicular to the tangent but passing through a given point, that is 4, 3. So I have the point of tangency. I can find out the coordinates of the center again by comparing this equation with the standard equation of the circle. I will be able to get myself the values of a and b, which will represent the center of the circle. After getting the points of the center, I can use these 2 points to get the gradient of the radius, which would be the gradient of the norm. One more example is that I could be given the end points of the diameter and I could be asked to find out the equation of circle. If I apply midpoint formula on the end points, I will get the center point, which will be the center of the circle. And if I apply distance formula on these 2 points, I will get the diameter, and if I will halve that distance, I will get the radius. After getting the radius, after getting the midpoint, I can use the equation of circle. X minus a whole square plus y minus b whole square equals r square. A and b are the centers of the circle. In this case, that's going to be minus 3 and 4. and r is the radius of the circle. In this case, that's going to be 5. So you can put these values in and you can write out the equation of circle. You can also expand it and write it down in a simplified form. Thank you guys. That's it for this particular video. I hope you understood the questions that could come related to circle. We'll discuss more questions in our next video. Thank you.